I'm Wyatt Cash at Scoop News Group, and we're here at FedTalks with Dominic Delmolino, VP for Worldwide Public Sector for Technology and Innovation at Amazon Web Services. Dominic, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here today, Wyatt.
Well, let me first start by asking, in your opinion, what's the biggest storyline in federal IT over this past year?
You know, the biggest storyline over the past year really has been how government agencies have had to respond to the pandemic, right? They've had to ensure continuing providing critical services. They've had to modernize systems really quickly to scale up to meet critical needs. Things like, providing benefits and responding to the citizens who are really looking for services when they need it most. The ability to scale up and scale down is one of the benefits agencies see by moving to the cloud. They can quickly deploy a system, they can scale it up for demand when there's a rush of people coming in to get what they need, and then they can turn it down when they don't need to. And so having every system kind of ready to scale up or scale down is really essential because those needs change so rapidly throughout the course of the pandemic. At first, we saw a lot of customers kind of just tackling urgent problems, but what they've seemed to have learned through this is they can use these techniques to adapt many of their current systems. And it looks like they're really going to go back and say, we're not going to accept the old way. We're going to continue to do these unique ways of serving and citizens' needs going across. I got to tell you, my favorite example of this, Wyatt, it's kind of a heartwarming one, was there are volunteers that answer the phone to see where Santa is every Christmas. And normally they come into Peterson Air Force Base. There's about 1,500 volunteers who come in. They couldn't do that during the pandemic. And so we worked with them to stand up a virtual call center using Amazon Connect, which let people route calls to volunteers who were working from their home and offices. And so they were still able to find out where Santa was on Christmas Eve. So to me, that was just a really kind of heartwarming example of that.
That's a great story. Well, next, how can the security measures built into the cloud that meet the government's highest security requirements help agencies actually accelerate their modernization efforts?
Why at AWS, security is and always will be our top priority. Everything we build is built with security by design. It's been architected to be flexible and secure and the most secure computing environment available today. We were the first cloud provider accredited to support government workloads across the full range of US government data classifications, unclassed, secret, and top secret. And so we support more security standards and compliance certifications than any other offering, including FedRAMP Low, Medium, High, FIPS 140-2, NIST 800-171 and 853. And we help satisfy compliance requirements across many federal agencies. What this means is agencies can improve their ability to meet core security and compliance requirements by leveraging these certifications that we have built into the cloud. We found that government customers are using AWS to kind of drive transformational change, particularly in areas like zero trust, automating security and compliance so they can reduce risk and they can reallocate staff to handle more challenging manual security needs. But by automating the security needs by using the cloud compliance frameworks, they're really able to go that much faster.
Well, next, how would you characterize the pace and success of federal digital transformation efforts today compared to, the past years? And what do you attribute that to?
You know what? We were so impressed with the way our customers responded, and we saw agencies in a matter of months doing more modernization than they've done in the 2 years beforehand. So it was really amazing to see agencies stepping up to the plate and saying, oh my gosh, we got to get this done more quickly, and how can we use the cloud to do it? But it's also interesting, I think, in that with so many people working remotely and trying to say, how do I minimize, kind of the personal contact as I try to, make sure that we're doing our social distancing, people expect an experience that's similar to what they get in the consumer world. So a website where I can register quickly, do what I need to, and then when I go in for the physical activities I need to do, it's serviced quickly because I've already done all that up front. And so I think what we saw was that, agencies really responded to that. They created websites and were able to deploy them quickly on the cloud. And it really created that citizen experience that was just, so much more gratifying, I think, and so much more what we expect. And I think this is what we're going to see going forward, that they've had a taste of this, they understand that they can do it quickly. And this is what citizens are expecting, and they feel like they're getting served properly with. So it really was an amazing pace and change. And I think we're going to continue to see it.
And then lastly, Dominic, and maybe on a slightly more personal note, what in the federal technology landscape most excites you in the days and months to come?
You know, originally, as a technologist, I used to be super excited about some of the new technologies appearing. And I got to say, what I found today is now that we have over 200 services available through the AWS cloud, there's no limit to what people can do from a mission perspective. So it's like when you go into your kitchen and you're constrained by what's in your pantry and what you're going to make for dinner. That's no longer the case. And so what really excites me the most is watching our customers kind of examine what's available. And they go, oh my gosh, I can do just about anything now. And so we're seeing a new generation of federal IT leaders who are saying, wow, so many services are available on the cloud. I can use all of these to do all of my missions. And so I'm excited to encounter new mission areas and new customers that are learning about the cloud and showing them how they can achieve their mission using one of the wide ranges of services that are available. So for me, the excitement is what I'm seeing in our customers who are going, oh my gosh, there's this huge available set of services that we now can use. And we've seen our counterparts do this successfully. So we're ready to jump in and do it too.
Well, Dominic Delmolino, thank you so much for taking time to join us here at FedTalks and sharing some of your insights about the government IT landscape.
Thanks, Wyatt. My pleasure.